Mkuje wiki ijayo ndio mjue vijana hapo kwa wako hapo. Vijana mko? Wangapi wako tayari kudefend serikali? Twende Nairobi. Twende Nairobi. Tupambane na hao. Tuonyeshe. Waone noma. Waone shida. Wasirudie. Wasiletee uoga. Sasa wacha niwaambie, walilia kwa rungu hiyo kidogo ya juzi, lakini wacha wajaribu wiki hii. Wale vijana watatoka sehemu hii, watawaonyesha maana ya kukimbia ni nini. Hiyo matumbo yao imejaa mafuta, tutawakimbiza mpaka mafuta yote iishe kwa mwili. Nasikia wale.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know, many Kenyans were still doubting whether the planned, the GenZ's memorial protest will take place on 25th Wednesday, as it has been speculated. But I want to confirm to you that most likely it will take place. The probability of it attracting the magnitude it attracts last year is what is in question. But the protest will be there. But today I want to take my time to analyze or to break down the warning signs of the outcome of this, the memorial protest. You know, just like last year, it started very innocently, a peaceful protest that went for 2 weeks, but it ended up in bad shape. There were casualties, death, and loss of properties, which left a scar to our hearts and minds up to date. There are families that are still crying for the compensation. Their family that they lost their loved ones. And no amount of money, no amount of compensation that can replace their loved ones. But let me say so, that even this year, there are signs that it will not end well. And it will not end well because of the following things. In my own observation, there are signs that people will clash, either with the police or people, the citizens against the citizens. The first sign is that the political class has hijacked this protest. You know, last year, it was purely the youths or the Gen Zs, plus some millennials, and in fact, our elders were supporting from home. And it went on well. But this time around, it's like the political class have also taken stage on this. They are taking positions to take part in different ways. They can take part with a motive to support the genuine protest, and they can also take part in a negative way to counter the peaceful protest. The youths who were dressing from Embu were donning the DCP party colors, which means the Rigathi Gachagwa's party, the youth wing, are going into this protest. And to address the media in party colors shows very well that Rigathi Gachagua is going to have input in this protest. What does that show? It shows that there must be counterattack. It attracts the attention of the opposite or their political enemies, which shows that the William Ruto side will not sit pretty to see Rigathi Gachagwa's side enjoying the oxygen of the rise to protest while they sit home and relax. And they know very well these are political mileages that Rigathi Gachagwa's party is gaining. Therefore, they will have to organize and to prepare a good team of goons or youths who will also infiltrate this protest with the aim of counter-attacking the effort of the DCP party, plus many sympathizers of William Ruto. The same way the opposition are echoing to enter into this protest. The reason why I feel that this political class will infiltrate, because it cannot be that the right to protest can only be enjoyed by the opposition side, because also those who are in the government side are also Kenyans. They can decide also to go and protest with the blessings of their party leaders and to the advantage of having the police on their side. What do you expect in such kind of exercise? It's like a meeting between the gunpowder and fire. It will explode. Number two, the reason why I feel that this event will not end happily, it is because the police will decide to exercise more force. They will be compelled by the circumstances. Because once the political class have infiltrated these protests, it will turn ugly because it must degenerate. The early sign was the last week protest, where a section of the citizens were doing protest to smoke out the DIG Lagat out of the office, owing to the death of Albert Ojwang. But at the same side, on the same time, the other side of political class also organized some goons to go and counter the peaceful protest, armed with the batons. They robbed people, they robbed shops, but at the end of the day, the peaceful protest turned into chaotic because the other people had to counter them with also the same force they came with. And therefore, police chipped in, and we saw the young man Boniface being shot. So do not expect any peaceful protest on Wednesday. Another point which I want to talk about as a sign that this protest will not be peaceful. Already, politicians are threatening one another. The opposition leadership are condoning the protest, while the government side are condemning the protest. They are warning the youths not to go to the street and not to poke the eyes of the police. And the opposition are urging the youth to go to the street to force the government to do some issues. Therefore, it is most likely to turn into a political contest. And in a political contest, there must be some chaos. It must be rough, because each force will meet the equal force. As it happens, the sufferer will be the common person, the businessman, The innocent people who just go to the CBD to do their businesses or to hustle as always. Then, after all these have taken place, we must remember that they have changed the clarion call for the protest. It is no longer about the memory of those who lost their lives. It has turned into Occupy State House. So once you start saying occupying State House, then you remind the government of what happened last year. And once you do so, they will react with force to ensure that what happened last time never happens. And on this account, I feel that this protest might lose its course, because this was not the initial plan to have this protest. This is not the reason why the civil right or human rights activists went to the street and Kenyans went to the street. Yesterday, we saw Kenyans and youth attended the mass at the All Saints Cathedral in memory of those who lost their life last year. There are families that have not been compensated. There are families who are still looking for their loved one. They've searched throughout the year. Now the time is going to clock 1 year since they disappeared, since they died. Some lost their properties and have not recovered business-wise. And we still want to remind them of such. The government also, can you remind them of such? The bad image that was sent out there from Kenya, how weak the government was and vulnerable it was? No, the government will not sit pretty to see it degenerate. And as a result of this, the best way is to be wise. The best way is to stay safe. Thank you, and may God bless you.